is the December 16th, 2024 meeting of the Westfield, Washington Township Plat Committee. Please start us off by noting the presence of a quorum.
Robert Horkay.
Here.
Haley Morgan.
Here.
Brian Kelly, who is absent. Michael Pierce.
Here.
And Justin Wiley.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. We'll proceed with our agenda as published, no changes. Moving on then to the approval of our minutes of November 25th. Is there a motion regarding the minutes?
I will move to approve the minutes from November 25th, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Haley Morgan, seconded by Justin Wiley to approve. Everybody in favor of approval of the minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed or abstaining? Minutes are approved. There are no items of business outside of those that require the public hearing. And so we'll move on to the first public hearing item, which is petition 2409-SPP-08 and 2409-ODP-08, Union Street Towns. If staff can introduce, and then we'll hear from the petitioner.
Before we do, let's read the rules
Oh,
first,
that's true.
just to make sure we're all good to go here.
I think we all know them.
We
Just
definitely
gave
do,
us that
but
credit, but you're right, that's official that we
gotta
gotta
tick the box.
kind of went right by that, didn't I?
No,
And
you're
it
fine.
is written on here.
Alright, so rules of procedure for tonight, or for this morning, God, excuse me. For items receiving a public hearing today, today's meeting has the following structure. The department will summarize the petition, then the petitioner will be given up to 15 minutes to present to the Plat Committee. The president will open a public hearing. Individuals will be given 3 minutes to speak. Those representing a group will be given 5 minutes to speak. Only one member of the group will be given 5 minutes to speak. And for efficiency purposes, we ask that those representing a group speak first. The public hearing will be closed when all interested members of the audience have had a chance to be heard and all emails received during the meeting have been provided to committee members. The petitioner will then be given 10 minutes to respond to comments without interruption. The committee will follow with any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the petition. This may include additional discussion with the petitioner. The committee may then act on the petition. For just general rules of conduct for tonight's meeting, please do not disrupt the proceedings in any way. If you need to have a private discussion, then we please ask you to quietly exit the room. Please silence your devices at this time. If you must answer them, then please quietly exit the room. That one, during your comments, please state your name and address into the microphone or into the air here in this building for the record, and we ask that you not repeat previously stated comments. Your presentation will be timed and you will be advised when there are approximately 30 seconds remaining. If you are not attending in person, comments regarding a petition, they should be emailed to planners@westfield.in.gov with the petition name or number included in the subject line. Those comments will be forwarded to the committee members and the petitioner. That is all the rules of conduct and rules for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Having checked properly that item off the list, we'll move on to the aforementioned petition numbers for the public hearing item that we are first hearing, the Union Street Towns, and staff can introduce, and then we'll hear from the petitioner's team.
Yes, thank you, President. Members of the Plat Committee, for the record, Ryan Collingwood with the Community Development Department. The item presented before you this morning is the Union Street Towns primary plat and overall development plan. For area context, the subject real estate is about 11 acres in size and is generally located at 18700 North Union Street, just southwest of the North Union Street and Northeast Street intersection. The zoning for this petition was established via Ordinance 19-11, which is the Midtown at Westfield PUD district. This proposal has been deemed compliant by staff as well as Public Works and is ready for a public hearing and eventual vote by the Plat Committee this morning. The item has not received any comments throughout the public noticing process, and the petitioner is available for questions, as am I, if you have any for staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Petitioner, anything further to add?
I'm Kevin Sumner with Y Engineers, here representing Lennar Homes. Taylor's with us, Taylor Navarre. So anybody has any questions, or we're here to answer.
Okay. We'll first open the public hearing that this is in front of us for. We'll do that at 11:04 a.m. Repeating what was mentioned during the rules of procedures. If there is a virtual attendee who cares to make a comment, please quickly type an email to planners@westfield.in.gov, and we'll hold for a moment to see if there is anything in the inbox. if there's anybody in the room that cares to make a comment about this.
Did you guys wanna speak on either petition today?
No.
Just here to listen?
We don't have
Okay,
Just wanna make
any
sure.
plan, we're just here to
Gotcha. Thank you.
support it, yes.
Sure.
Thanks.
you're welcome to. Thank you. We'll loiter for just a little bit in case there's somebody out there furiously typing away. Take that up now.
Shocker.
Monitoring the inbox.
I am, we have not received anything yet.
Clicks over on the upper left-hand corner of my screen to 11:07. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Public quiet, as I sometimes refer to these type. Alright, it is 11:07. Public hearing is closed. So, fellow commissioners, questions or comments for petitioner's team or staff? We did have some discussion at the agenda meeting about the more westerly point of ingress and egress from this site being in the middle of a curve, and we were hoping that maybe Michael Pierce could help elaborate on the brilliance or not so much brilliance of that, because a couple of us that were on that call had a little concern about, I know there's a point of egress, or a corner of a sort on the outside of that curve, which goes back to a couple of businesses. And that has a little different line of sight.
Sure.
And on the outside of the curve, it'd be a lot easier to see what's coming at you from either direction and make your escape, but on this side, it seemed a little concerning.
Yeah.
So,
I know, at one point there was some on-street parking there that we had concern with as well, as far as a sight distance issue on there. I think we worked with the petitioner to remove some of that on-street parking through that specific area so that the sight lines were more clear throughout that area. Given that it's a fairly low-speed street and that there's, you know, a decent amount of sight distance in through there, I think that was more palatable from an engineering standpoint.
the on-street parking that you're referring to, is that on literally the curb itself on East or whatever that's known as there, or is that?
That is outside of the existing curb line that's on Union Street. So that would be additional widening to the south that would accommodate the on-street parking. That was, in a previous iteration, a little closer to that ingress egress point. And so that was moved back further away and eliminated throughout that general taper area that's shown on there.
So we'll hope that
So that's what the hash
compact
marks
cars and no
are,
trucks park there.
that's what the hash marks are all the way across the top.
Correct, yes.
So you guys,
I do know that there's a lot of student traffic on that road that kind of goes through there daily. Do we see like new drivers being I don't know. I have lots of kids that drive through that area often, and I just would hate to see a lot of accident backups with a difficult.
And the high school is definitely in proximity.
It's very close, yeah. I mean, this is kind of the main way out of and into the school area. You can see the baseball fields on the location map.
Mhm. And we didn't talk about the specific type of driver that would be the one of concern coming in around.
Sure,
that
I know it's
curve.
kind of a niche concern.
But we did have some discussion that we asked just now
Yeah.
for Michael to give us
Did
any
you-
further
did you need the-
context on.
Did you need the cars on the street line to get your car counts for parking, or was it just for convenience, cause that's the front door? Is the front door towards the street, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's giving them some extra parking, okay.
Yeah, so previously, we had parking in front of the 1001 through 1005 building, and then also in front of the 1101 and 1104. And engineering wanted the 100-foot tapers.
Okay.
So we put those 100-foot tapers in and eliminated that parking. In addition to that, with those 100-foot tapers, it actually pulls the pavement 12 feet further, even further away from the road. So those individuals would be able to, have a better clear sight, like Michael had mentioned. And we line this entrance up with the other entrance across the street, is the reason for that location.
Right. Yeah, we noticed that there was something across the street as well.
Yeah.
We just thought they had pretty good line of sight on that side of the street
Mhm.
versus this side of the street. So, we talked about being okay with it as long as engineering looked at it and made sure that the line of sights was decent. And I was worried about, on your right and your left, what the shrubbery's like just before the crosswalk, whether somebody's gonna be able to see over that and get line of sight down that street. So if there's, typically you're gonna put like a landscape mound and some shrubbery in there,
Right.
but you may not, that may need to change a little bit to give line of sight down there for extra. um, And like she said, if it wasn't close to the school and it was kinda out there,
Yeah, I mean, I think from the landscape plan, it doesn't look like there's any shrubbery or anything.
I didn't see the landscape plan, we didn't see that in the
Um,
pre-look, it's hard to tell from here what
Sure.
you got going on there.
Yeah, they would be tied to.
I'm just saying, as long as we'd be okay
Yeah.
approving it, as long as you can see over that, you have line of sight. And I don't know if cause you're actually back, so you're seeing, you're seeing around 1104. And that line of sight goes through there to give you, kind of maximize that, what you can see there, unless there's trees being planted in the front yard, but I didn't see that on landscaping. And, if there's any way, engineering's gonna have to weigh in, we're just saying,
Yeah.
make sure you can see. So if that last car is out there too far to be able to see coming around that bend.
Yeah, I think.
Looks like you addressed it once before though.
Yeah, I think if maybe the petitioner, what would help is if we could provide a site triangle diagram or something of that nature, just to show that the minimum site distance triangles are being met or something like that, that may help clarify things. Make sure our, minimum stopping site distance is shown on there, cause if I recall right, that section of Union's either 25 or 30 miles per hour, so stopping site distance is fairly short in those situations, so as long as you have that minimum stopping site distance, that's generally what we would look for from a site distance perspective.
I believe it is a 30-mile-an-hour posted speed
30,
limit currently. I drive it on a fairly regular
Sure.
basis. If consideration to reduce it to 25
Mhm.
might help that as well. I'm okay with these explanations and discussion. I'm not interested in trying to delay this any further as a result of this, but I did want to delve into it to make sure we're all comfortable.
Yeah,
And if it stays on the radar screen, maybe that
Yeah.
trying to get a little slower speed around there could be helpful. Trust that that'll happen.
And we can also look at it from when we get into the construction documents, we can make sure that that's being met as well. And include that as part of the actual construction documents to show what those sight lines are, and even potentially as part of that, look at lowering the speed limit through that section as well.
Yep, and when you're in that, when you're in the car, I don't know exactly where it stops and how far you gotta turn your head to be able to see around that curve,
Right,
and whether anybody will.
right.
So, I don't know those stop minimums, so. we just wanted you
Yeah,
to look at
sure.
that and
Okay.
we're gonna note it.
Right.
Yep.
And that's it.
There's no further items to,
But I
Ask
liked how you
questions
guys
about?
had the retention pond against the houses, kind of give a buffer. Is there a swale there between the retention pond and, or is it just flat with some trees and stuff?
It's existing trees that'll remain.
Okay.
And there's a swell on those existing lots back there, but everything will be just draining
Drain
into our
towards it. Okay.
detention area. And it's a dry detention area.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be planting more trees in the preservation area if those are, well, we've found some of them to be, not, invasive and
Mhm.
not the best of trees, so we'll be supplementing that.
Okay.
all right. I think we're ready for a motion. Or, yeah, this is in front of us for an approval, so we've had the public hearing, we've had our discussion. Is there a motion regarding these petitions?
I will move to approve petition 2409-SPP-08 and 2409-ODP-08.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion to approve from Haley Morgan, seconded by Justin Wiley. If staff could please call the roll.
Haley Morgan,
Yes.
Robert Orke,
Yes.
Michael Pierce,
Yes.
and Justin Wiley.
Yes.
Approved 4-0.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to our second, the final public hearing item. Petition is 2412-SPP-12, Midtown at Westfield Southeast.
Need a sec for the Kimley Horn folks too.
Oh, that's right, we're still sitting there.
Changing the guard there, we gotta do.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the comments.
Welcome.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hey, good to see you. I'm well, and yourself?
Hopefully there's enough of them.
Hi.
I'm Brad.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Brad. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. We are ready to get staff's intro and further comments from your team and public hearing and on this item. We have the staff review, please.
Yeah, thank you, President, members of the Plat Committee. Again, for the record, Ryan Collingwood with the Community Development Department. The item presented before you this morning is the Midtown at Westfield Southeast primary plat. For area context, the subject real estate is about 37 acres in size and is generally located at the southeast corner of 191st Street and Northeast Street, seen in the location map on the screen. The zoning for the petition was also established via Ordinance 19-21, which is also the Midtown at Westfield PUD district. This proposal has been deemed compliant by staff as well as Public Works and is ready for a public hearing and eventual vote by the Plat Committee this morning. The item has received no comments throughout the public noticing process. The petitioner is available for questions, as am I if there are any for staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else to further elaborate on?
Staff did a great job, we'll leave it with that.
All right, a reminder to potential virtual attendee, we're gonna open the public hearing. If there is somebody wanting to enter comment, please type fast and furiously an email to planners@westfield.in.gov. And we'll hold for a couple of minutes for receipt of one, but I will open the public hearing right now at 11:19 a.m. If there's anybody in the room that is interested in making a comment, now is a good time. If not, we'll hold till 11:21 to see if there's any emails, and then we'll move on. How's our inbox looking?
Our inbox is empty.
Right, it is 11:21. I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing. And open the floor for questions or comments from fellow commissioners to staff or comment, or staff or petitioner. Are there any? I have nothing further myself,
Same.
so if none of you do. We're ready to go ahead and look for a approval motion inclusive of 2 comments in the department comment section of the report. That would be conditions on this approval. If I can get this enlarged big enough to read. Approval by the Public Works of any construction standards waivers if applicable, and that all necessary approvals be obtained from the Westfield Public Works Department and Hamilton County Surveyor's Office prior to the issuance of an improvement location permit with the conditions that should apply to this motion. Is there a motion regarding this that will include those 2 comments, since there's probably no others to add? Anyone?
Make a motion to approve 2412 SPP-12 with the noted comments.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion from Justin Wiley, seconded by Michael Pierce to approve with the comments. If staff could please call a roll.
Alright, Haley Morgan,
Yes.
Michael Pierce,
Yes.
Justin Wiley,
Yes.
and Robert Horka.
Yes,
Approved 4-0.
excellent. Quick and easy, really worth your time to show up, wasn't it?
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
for coming, and go out and get started.
Thank you. Did you hear that, Michael? You just approved everything.
He meant started with construction.
Oh, I got you.
Zeroing in on any one item in particular.
Thanks, guys.
Let's keep the process moving.
Appreciate it.
That's as short as sweet as we can get for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
have a good rest of the day.
Take care, guys.
We're now reports and comments. Are there any comments from Plat committee members? Given the order.
Nothing new.
Excellent. Not sure there's anything coming our way that I can report on from Plat
That's what you said
Commission.
last time.
And that was the best intel that I had from the staff member who chose not to be here today to
I'm good.
get it on me. Yeah, it really, she did blame you. She threw you under the bus.
Hey, it's
But-
better to get it out of the way now than,
It
hey,
is.
we have to approve this like between Christmas and New Year's when nobody's here.
True, very true. So, all right, Community Development Department, anything to add?
Nothing for us. Thanks for coming today. Happy holidays.
We
It's
are
the last time we will see you before.
Yeah, that's what you said last time.
Whenever it
This
is,
will be it. though.
this
will be
really
it.
is it, yeah.
Last scheduled one.
So
It
whenever
really is, it really is this time.
January meeting schedules are a little different, as was this month's for
Yes,
this
so
committee.
the first January meeting is usually canceled just with holiday schedules, so we will have
Yeah.
the second scheduled Plat Committee meeting. I believe we approved our schedule of meetings at a previous
It
ABC
is,
meeting.
whether or
so-
not there's an item to be on
Right.
that agenda is
Correct.
yet to be determined. So,
Yep.
is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I will
Motion from Justin Wiley,
second.
seconded by
I will
Haley
second.
Morgan. Anybody in favor of adjournment? Aye?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? We're adjourned at
Everybody have a great Christmas.
11:24.
Merry
Justin.
Christmas, everyone.
Take care, guys.
You as well. Happy holidays.
Doesn't quite feel like Christmas time yet.